Hi, you guys. So just like last week, you have a reader's response. It is 2 questions. The first is one you've already engaged with a lot. And really, so is the second. It's just in a more creative format. Okay. So again, I'm going to show you how your pick 2 can connect to this assignment. When I look at this slide deck, here's one of the first things I notice. Take a look at these X's. Just follow the X. Notice that even though this could fit anywhere on this scale, I have no one that I've seen either go all the way to this side or all the way to that side, right? I think this speaks to the idea that the answer is somewhere in the middle. So this is the first thing we want you to remember for your writing. Address the fact that this is somehow in the middle, right? Not directly in the middle necessarily, but it's not totally being controlled and it's not totally taking control. It's somewhere, it's a little bit of both, right? I do want to show something that Cruz did in his explanation. So he says, I think Margie has half of the control in her life because her mom is extra strict, because she follows a certain religion, and because she lives in a country where the government is really controlling and strict. She is in control because obviously she controls whether she wants to follow the rules or not. So here's where Cruz's explanation is really strong. This part of it shows kind of one half of the story where she's being controlled, and this part of it shows the other half where she is not, right? So we want your answer to do a similar thing. It's not totally one or the other. It's somewhere in the middle, but how can you kind of explain both sides, right? When I look at the analysis writing, for example, with this first piece of evidence, I notice how you can or argue both, even with these two with Itzel and Abraham. Itzel says she's being controlled because her friends tell her what to do. Abraham says she's taking control because she's not scared to go with them, and she's making this choice on her own, right? I think both of those are able to be argued, but like we said with that slide deck, how can you show that both of those could fit together? That'll make your answer really complex and nuanced, okay? So think about those things with your first paragraph. The second paragraph, or the second part of this, is a little bit different, and we're really excited about this. So quick feedback based on the last assignment you did. Some people in part 2 still wrote about the text. And we actually, in part 2, want you to stay personal. Part of what we do as readers is connect a book to our real lives. So this is the part where you talk about your life, not the text. Okay? So here's the question. It's actually the same question in both parts. How have the events of 2020 influenced or changed you as a person? But the format is different. So option A, you are writing. It's like a journal. Option B, we want you to be kind of your own graphic novel illustrator. Okay, so if you choose option B, you're illustrating this idea with kind of a mini graphic novel of your own. Okay, so you're saying how have the events of 2020 impacted you? You should have at least 3 panels if you choose option B. I want to show you on the Jamboard how this can work. So I think the thing to remember if you choose this illustrated option is to kind of show a progression, right? I like how Herman says this, it was fun, but then I got bored. I tried this thing, it brought all these things. It's kind of it shows a journey, right? I think an effective illustrated panel will do that. I noticed that also in our leths here. Well, at the beginning, it was like this. And then I realized we would be there for a while and it was like, bleh. And then I like learned this. So it shows like this like 3-part progression, right? If you choose option B, you should have at least 3 panels, and you could do this in a couple of ways. You could create your own Jamboard and just put the link here or upload it with your response. You could create a slide deck with 3 slides, or you can like do a drawing, like illustrate it just like Marjan Satrapi does, and then just take like a photo and upload it. We notice like in the speak responses, the more creative, the better. So this is like the place in part 2 where you could just get to like be creative, like let loose. Okay. Let us know if you have questions. You got this. Bye.